Hello, R.C.W. Universe. Welcome to another episode of R.C.W. Top 10. Today, another popular request. I know, we're catching up. This weekend, we're uploading two. One on Saturday and one on Sunday. It is a pay-per-view weekend. Remember, on pay-per-view weekends, R.C.W. Network will be uploading two top 10s. So expect one tomorrow, and expect Hell in a Cell to be on the pay-per-view shortly after it finishes to catch up on the exciting action. This week, popular demand, we're going to do the top 10 Ro-WWE superstars that made the switch to R.C.W. Now, I know there were probably a couple more that weren't included on this list, but we're including the ones that actually made an impact in this company, minus 2 of them, but we only had 8 or so that made a genuine impact. For this list, also, Flames Dude 44, as he was only in the group for approximately a week or less, and Kids Rock 4, since he's mostly RCW, will be taken off this list, and it will stick to solely non-corporate, well, for the most part, Ro-WWE superstars that made the switch. And now, without further ado, let's get to number 10. Coming in at number 10, number 9 and number 10, just as a pre-warning, didn't really make much impact, but they had to do with the leadership of Ro-WWE, which meant kids would eventually purchase it out. Number 10 is Crazy Dog 1124. Now, you guys might be asking, what the hell did Crazy Dog do? Well, he was the founder of Ro-WWE and eventually made a small, very brief transition into RCW action upon abandoning the group once again to give it to Luke, who gave it to Cute Girly, who would give it to Ultimate Killer, who would give it to Kids. Coming in at number 9 is the chairman that influenced Kids to make RCW. This is Cute Girly 123405, I believe it is, or is now she known. Identity Disorder. I love that grammar. She didn't really do much in RCW, but basically be responsible for the creation of it. Kids claimed that her leadership was poor, and at the time, I'm just going to say it pretty much was. She may think otherwise, but I have my own opinion. Coming in at number 8 is the first superstar in this list that actually comes to RCW on a regular list. Now, we mostly put him here because he's the only person who doesn't actually have his own set title, minusing Hardcore. He is Kai Po 100, or Kai Andrews. Now, while he is extremely dominant in-ring, he has absolutely no current accomplishments, subtracting being Ro-WWE Hall of Fame in the RCW class, and, in the RCW Hall of Fame under the Ro-WWE class, I guess it would be better to say, and a couple hardcore title reigns. I'm not too sure how many. So we just left them off the list. Coming in at number 7 is Ultimate Killer 322. Now, this is the guy that actually gave over Ro-WWE to Kids Rock 4's control. At one point, he was the contender for the World Heavyweight Championship upon the vacation of Flames Dude 44. When Eddie would beat out Ultimate 2 or 3 times in a row, I'm not sure on the number, to claim and retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and he was the second ever and won it on the debut of the title, Cruiserweight Champion, who held it for, I do believe it was 18 days, which is a substantial reign, but it was not defended weekly at the time. Still a decent reign. Coming in at number 6, now this guy has the same accomplishments as the guy below him, but in-ring is, at times, so much better. In fact, he is much better. His name is So152. Back in Ro-WWE, Kid won his first World Heavyweight Championship off this superstar and claimed the World Heavyweight title and retained it, fighting him. He is, I already said, so what? He held the Cruiserweight Championship upon his return at one time for approximately a week, not too long a reign, but still a Cruiserweight Championship. Coming in at number 5 is Rad Randy Undertaker 3, or Glirax. Now, he has held the most prestigious title in RCW history, the RCW Championship, beating Kids and holding the title for 28 days from bragging rights to TLC. With the exception of that, he has not accomplished much else otherwise, but he's extremely dominant in the ring and is one half of the current tag team in this day, Golden Darkness, which sort of is on and off, and isn't going for any major titles in the near future, as far as we can tell. at number 4 is a name that most of you probably don't want to remember or simply do not remember. I'm sure a select few of you remember. He is 1/3 of the original trio, and with that note, I'm sure Ranger remembers him particularly well. His name is Afraid Hacker. He was the last or second last Ro-WWE champion to ever hold it under the Ro-WWE brand. He is a one-time World Heavyweight Champion, holding it for approximately a day after being forced to fight against Flames Dude 44, who would hold on the title much, much longer than he did. A one-time Cruiserweight Champion, who held it for approximately 10 days, and a one-time Tag Team Champion, who held it for a fairly long, approximately month-long reign. As we start the top 3, we see number 3, former World Heavyweight Champion, former Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Yeah, you probably already know who it is. Nesquik 1, or as he was known in Ro-WWE, Awesomeness 876. He is a former World Heavyweight Champion who held it for approximately a week due to a cash-in previous to a pay-per-view. A one-time Money in the Bank winner, one of 2 people to actually win the case. A one-time Tag Team Champion with the core, and a 3-time Cruiserweight Champion. He is not a force you want to reckon with, and he's gone for the R.C.W. Championship before, and has gone for the World Heavyweight his fair share of times. He's not new to contenderships. Coming in at number 2 is a man that we all thought of as the second best when the giant outbreak of Ro-WWE superstars around the bragging rights era came out. He won the World Heavyweight Championship upon his pay-per-view debut. He is Flame 321, but I don't think second best is the case he's dealing with right now, as he could be, well, the most dominant Ro-WWE superstar potentially to ever debut in R.C.W. He's a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, both for approximately 28 days. Fairly long reign. A one-time Intercontinental Champion. He lost his second World Heavyweight and his only Intercontinental by handing it over, so technically he defended both of them. And he's a one-time Tag Team Champion with Viper RKO 101. Coming in at number 1 is someone that I guess at one point people didn't think of as big a threat as he was. He has gone for the R.C.W. Championship. He has held the R.C.W. Championship. He's a 2-time and current, possibly to change tomorrow night, World Heavyweight Champion. He's a former Ro-WWE Champion in the R.C.W. brand, a United States Intercontinental and 2-time Tag Team Champion. He is Ethan JB6, one of the first ever to make the switch to R.C.W. And that could have very well changed the impact of the company completely. People might overlook just how much he's accomplished, but when you actually get down to it, he's accomplished more than most diehard RCW people with no Ro-WWE background. That concludes another amazing episode of RCW Top 10. Make sure to check out the episode that comes out tomorrow. I guarantee you right now, it'll be a top-notch list that you won't want to miss out on, and be the first to check it out. Also, make sure to check out Hell in a Cell, both live at 6 p.m. EST on the RCW Arena and on the RCW Network. If you can't make it, you'll see some top-notch rivalry title and otherwise matches. Also, make sure to check out a potential episode of Ro-WWE. That's right, 2 shows in one day. You're not going to want to miss it. Be the first to check it out. Be the first to leave a comment, leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to the RCW Network. Now, while it is too late to make an impact in Ro-WWE as a Ro-WWE superstar on an RCW list, it's not too late to make an impact in RCW and maybe one day be on a list in the future of a group that could ever take over RCW. But I guarantee you now, that's nowhere in the future. But never stop trying to make an impact. I'm Kids Rock 4, the chairman of RCW and Ro-WWE, and I approve this message.